Hello guys, this is Terry from Genki Gaming TV, and we're back with a new One Piece theory. I apologize for it taking me so long to get up to the point of actually having a new and innovative and unique idea. I'm not a fan of following the trend of what the big One Piece theorists do, because most of the time they focus on a character we hardly know anything about or an event we hardly know enough contextual information about. Today's theory topic is humans. I know that's a really broad topic, but we're gonna go into things in depth. We're just loosely covering the humans of the One Piece world to a certain degree. I want to thank Lucas Dimond for the sweet tropical track in the background. A link to his channel will be down in the descriptions. But without further ado, I'm gonna loosely reference a few humans here. The first person I want to reference is Professor Clover, the guy that was the director of the Ohara library. He was one of the main scholars there who was studying poneglyphs at the Tree of Life. With that being said, you know who fears the poneglyphs, and you know who fears the Tree of Knowledge? The world government does. They fear it and hate knowledge, because now knowledge is power when correctly used. What do humans do? They pursue knowledge. They pursue new experiences. They hunt for the truth. The world government hates that. And Clover is rather unique, and the whole Ohara situation is unique. If you look at Clover's hair, it resembles a four-leaf clover. Do you guys know what a four-leaf clover stands for? The first leaf stands for hope. The second leaf stands for faith. The third leaf stands for love, and the fourth leaf is the leaf that brings the finder luck. Who is the finder of this luck? Nico Robin, one of the only humans that can read poneglyphs. There, we've done a little bit of a poneglyph segue, and as you guys know, poneglyphs, they were one of the only ways that history was properly recorded, because a majority of the literature from the Void Century has been destroyed by the world government and by the Great Kingdoms, the 20 Great Kingdoms that tried to basically rule the world and became the world government. But during the events of Ohara, do you guys remember what the scholars did? They threw the books into the lake while the tree was burning down. And with Clover being renowned and very knowledgeable of the books were then salvaged by, guess who? The Marines. And the Marines probably wouldn't be able to burn the books because of the world government. And with that being said, what if CP9 and the Marine generals / vice admirals and admirals didn't really tell them about the books? What if they sealed the books away? And who's at Marine Court? Well, who's been at several Marine bases? Kobe, Garp, people who will find the truth. And you guys are probably all saying now, are you doing an Ohara video, bud, instead of a human video? I'm getting to the human part of things. The Great Kingdom, the one that basically was the reason why Ohara was destroyed, the girls say, even the celestial dragons and our normal people, they're all humans. Humans have a tendency to constantly be fighting. Why do you think the Void Century happened? It's a constant situation of disagreeing with each other, trying to grab power, trying to become stronger and more knowledgeable. But the Great Kingdom, the world government, prevented the knowledge from being gathered. But what are humans? We are resilient. We are willing to push our goals and our ideals on other We are willing to inspire others. We can make enemies allies. We can make enemies friends. Look at Monkey D. Luffy. Look at Crocodile, who, unbeknownst to Crocodile himself, is actually secretly an ally of Luffy. Look at people like Gecko Moria, who quote-unquote kind of admired Luffy to a certain degree while he was fighting his shadow. And we're going to dive into this a little bit more. I originally wanted to base this theory loosely off of religions until I realized the One Piece world has every religion that we have. They have people who represent Buddhism. They have people who represent Christianity, Catholicism, Hinduism, everything, Shinto, Buddhist. So, does religion play a real role in all of this? Yes. And you want to know who has faith and who has will? The D-Clan. The D-Clan was the ones who put this religion, this will, this dream-chasing mentality into the world. The Will of D, loosely, was created by the humans and was given to the other races as a way to try to save and preserve the history. And I speculate that humans were the first to develop hockey, well, recognizable hockey. I believe giants had hockey early on and a couple other races, but I believe humans were the first race to realize the magnitude of what power hockey gave them. Same thing goes for the devil fruits. This pursuit of knowledge has brought things full circle. This knowledge, this drive, this resilience, this all ends up equaling out to a pursuit of one's dreams. Look at Kobe. Look at Luffy. And look at other races. The Will of D has affected them. The main Will of D name possessors are humans, as we've seen. Monkey D. Garp, Monkey D. Luffy, Trafalgar D. Law. And I'm sure there are others that I should be referencing, but I feel like these are the main ones that will be the ones that will set this generation on fire to the highest degree. But let's get into some more fun facts here. As many of you know, the Shandara, or Shandarian nation, the people of Skypiea, defended their golden city, protecting their Poneglyph for an extremely long time, until the city actually collapsed itself. What caused the collapse? A true war. A true war against humans. Humans at that time were resilient. The resilient humans were the great nation. Basically, the world government went up to Skypiea and tried to take things by force. But we don't have the true context that represents this. But before the world descended into that period of the Void Century, the dwarfs, the Tantata Kingdom, they suffered oppression from humans. Just like many other races. They claim that fishmen have the strongest racism trend, either having prejudice put on them or against them, but you could really say humans. If you look at the situation with Linlan and the giants loosely discriminating against her because of her cravings and her size, that creates an inconsistency. But what does Linlan have? A dream. Linlan is resilient. If you watch and look into everything regarding the Whole Cake Island arc, you can see a resilient woman who is doing everything she can to accomplish her dream of sitting eye to eye with all of her children. What I'm trying to say is, out of all of the races thus far, humans have that certain capability to be true dream chasers. If we look at everything here, we see Luffy's crew all chasing after their dreams. Dreams equal a determination. I'm not saying the other races don't have determinations or dreams, because look at Jinbei. His dream was, or is, to be a part of Luffy's crew and to basically have his back. He essentially, partially is continuing Ace's will of protecting Luffy. So with this all referencing and bouncing off of the will, the determination, the resilience, humans also have the innate ability to be able to breed with any of the races of the One Piece world. And this interspecies mixing was part of what I believe caused the world government to say, no, this isn't right, we're not dealing with this. They're even skeptical of their giants that are among their ranks. Humans have very long longevity. If you look at someone like Kureha, who is 141 years old, as far as I know at this current time. Then again, you have certain human nations like Wano who live in isolation. There's also different tribes, like I believe it was the Kumate tribe, let me double check, that were known to commit cannibalism. And you have the Kuja clan, or Kuja group, or Kuja pirates, that were all female. Luffy was the first male on the island in a long time. They were even hesitant to let people like Rayleigh on the island. And humans do outnumber a majority of the races in the One Piece world. And humans have been shown to be the most technologically advanced due to that will of wanting to chase down knowledge. I'm not saying the other races aren't frivolously chasing down knowledge or hunting knowledge, but each race has its own goal, its own strengths, its own weaknesses. But for humans, it's a little bit different because there is no knowledge cap. There is no power cap. But there is a determination and drive like no other. I mean, if you look at Zoro's dream of becoming the world's strongest swordsman, that is an immense dream. Have we seen a fisherman with that dream? No. Have we seen anyone from the Long Arm or Long Leg clan with that dream? No. Have we seen any other race, like a giant, with that dream? No. But to loosely reference dreams in general, the dreams that the Straw Hats want to pursue are things that are very, what I would call very restrictive and very difficult dreams to achieve. To become the world's strongest warrior, or world's strongest swordsman. To see the All Blue. To become Pirate King. I mean, Brooke's dream of seeing the Boon is kind of a thing, and so is Frankie's dream of basically being the shipwright of a ship he made himself to a certain degree, that he invested a lot of time in. I mean, things are essentially really different, and if you look at someone like Chopper, who was supposedly a reindeer, before he became human, he was just like every other animal. He even identifies himself as a human man rather than a reindeer in certain situations. And he has the human will, the human intellect and knowledge that wouldn't be expected of him due to the Hito Hito no Mi, which is the human fruit, as everyone knows. I'm just classifying that or clarifying that for certain perspectives in case we have any new listeners / watchers. But we're going to dive into this a tiny bit more. We're going to loosely reference Joy Boy and his journey, basically to essentially discover what happened, that will, that drive, that quote-unquote vigor to know the truth, to understand what oppression and what things were done. Joy Boy could write on the Poneglyphs. He wrote an apology for not being able to handle the Noah. And the only other people who could write the Poneglyph were in Wano, as far as we know. So this proves that humans know how to write it contextually, and the knowledge of being able to read Poneglyphs is lost due to the Void Century. But in reality, humans already know the truth of the Void Century. An evil kingdom decided to use their power and their knowledge to their advantage. They became the world government and restricted the pursuit of knowledge among all of the islands and kingdoms in the world. This caused the age of piracy to actually slowly begin. And a majority of pirates have been shown to be humans. And this resilience we represent as humans, the will to keep moving forward, is what separates us. So with that being said, I am going to cover all of the races for the most part when we have information about them. Our next theory is going to be a little bit different. I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to involve a tiny bit of math. And it's something I'm going to have to work on for about a week to make sure the figures are correct. I've been Terry with Genki Gaming TV. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe and like and comment down below. I am out of here. Bye, guys.